Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King, and today I'm going to be giving you part 6 of What If Naruto Awaken the Golden Dragon Soul. Remember to give this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto was sent to a parallel multiverse over on Anime King 3, and enjoy that guys. And over Anime King 2, I post a brand new episode of What If Naruto was created from Nature Energy, so go ahead and enjoy that as well guys. And remember, for anyone this is the first time you hear my voice, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family, and thank you for all for helping and support. And yeah, without further ado, what do you say we begin this new episode? Remember to go ahead and turn on that bell notifications. Links will be down in the description for Anime King 2 and Anime King 3. And enjoy those guys. So without further ado, what do you say we begin this new episode? Start the intro. So, the last part that we left off. As Naruto was currently in the preliminaries with Kiba, as the both of them stood there. Kiba attacked Naruto with everything that he got, but Naruto dodged it like it was absolutely nothing. As the group was surprised, they knew that Naruto had gotten stronger, but Kiba seemed to be completely outmatched, like he doesn't even stand a chance. As Naruto ended the match with a vicious dropping kick that knocked Kiba down. It seems like he was wrong about Naruto not being warded for his sister, as he passed out, as he was taken to the infirmary. After which Hinata made their way down to face off against Neji. As Naruto heard Neji putting her down, even her own clan members stood there, Ayasha and his daughter Hanabi. As Naruto told her to do her best, but she still didn't stand a chance against Neji. He was just too much more powerful. As Sora interrupted after the match was over, as he made sure Hanabi and Hayashi experienced the pain, the mental, physical pain that Hinata has been through. As the girl was a kind, sweet girl who doesn't deserve this. As both Hyuga members experienced it, and it was not a good feeling for them at all. As they looked down towards her, as she was rushed towards the infirmary as they made their way. Before the preliminaries could come to an end though, after they were finished, giving out the names of who will fight, something happened as demons enter into the fray. As demons were hunting down the dragon warriors, they heard that a new hatchling has been born, and that was Naruto. But they didn't know that Sora was here, as Sora decimated the ones that fought him, as Naruto faced off against a spider demon that had many legs, as they tried to crush him, but it stood no chance, as Naruto released some of the power that he got and destroyed it. After that, they returned, as Anko was told everything to by Sora. As he told her about the division, he will be taking her as long as well, to show her what was really going on. So the next day, as Hana came to give Naruto a hug goodbye, she gave him a kiss, as he told her he would come back stronger no matter what. As she told him to do his best, so with that he made his way off, along with Sora and Anko. They went to Valhalla, as Naruto made his appearance, as their souls that end up here once they died, great warriors. As it was peace, but they also had a fight to fight against some horrible demons that tried to invade Valhalla, but they always were beaten back, as Naruto got to reunite with his parents. Back in the Elemental Nation, Hinata spoke to Hana about her with Naruto. She told her, even if she didn't like fighting, but if she hurt Naruto-kun, she would make sure that she suffer. But Hana would never do something like that. So with that, some more time passed, weeks past the Elemental Nation, a year, where Naruto was, so he trained. He trained and trained and trained, as he spent a lot of time with experience, as he continued to train, getting to know the dragons. More time passed as Naruto got stronger and stronger. As the final week was left, as Sora told him that it was time that he learned the final aspect of dragon form. As Sora and Anko became quite close, with them spending the past 4 years together, as Naruto really missed Hana, but he had to fulfill what he came here to do. As Sora told Naruto there was a good chance that he might die, well, he will have to kill him because if he let his dragon side take over in this process, he would try to decimate everything and there was no chance of bringing him back. As Naruto was ready for it, Orochimaru was planning on attacking Konoha as he was watching over the village, ready to bring his full might down on it when the Chunin exam finals come around. Unknown that something was coming here, something that left much weaker but was coming back a lot stronger. So yeah guys, basically that's what we left off. You guys can switch across the place, check it for yourself, and also remember to go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto was sent to a parallel multiverse and enjoy that. And also the brand new episode over on Anime King 2 of What If Naruto was created from nature energy, and enjoy that guys. And yeah, without further ado, remember to turn on those bell notifications. Let's get right into this guys. Today was a spectacular day. The Chunin exam finals were being held in the very same stadium that the people were currently making their way towards, as everyone wanted to see the last Uchiha and Gaara duke it out in the finals. However, a few people like Sarutobi, Tsunade, Tetsumi, and Shibi had placed rather large bets on Naruto Uzumaki, as Shibi and Shino had been filled in on everything by Tetsumi, who overheard the conversation between Shino and Naruto. But the people above Chunin rank or higher was notified about the invasion on the village. Tsunade would be at the hospital along with Shizune because, despite them having everything prepared, casualties is always a must. As Sarutobi was there, his envoys ready to strike. Jiraiya was also there as well. The only wildcard they couldn't account for was Naruto and Gaara group. As promised, Naruto, Anko, or Sora hadn't been seen in the village as they left. Hana was in a bit of a funk. She had enjoyed spending lunch with Naruto every day, and with him gone, her mood was down. As people were making their way to the arena, the exams were set to start in approximately 1 hour. But something was off the Hokage's box that should have 2 chairs. It had 3. It was a request from the daimyos themselves. Apparently there was an important person that had all the support of the daimyos was coming today. There was also feeds that was set up to go towards the box that was set down in the stands. So basically the stands could hear the daimyo and the kages talking. Time skip, East Gate. 35 minutes later, there was a bright light. It's good to be home, as 3 figures stepped from said bright light. As the first one took in a deep breath as he looked over the village from the gate. Well, I'll be off, the one with the golden hair said at the front, as he vanished into the village. 2 chuckles were heard. It seems like you want to pop the question, the woman said. Well, if you quit teasing him, he might propose. He'll do it anyway, you heard his mom. She refused to let him leave, until he promised her. The man simply shook his head as they both took off down the street. After all, you couldn't be late when you were an important part of the exams. Time skip. At the stadium, almost everyone had arrived. The Kazekage sat down as someone else walked up the stairs. He was dressed in a breastplate that had an oriental silver dragon that was coiled over the left side of his chest. His leggings were some chain melt that went around his lower legs. He wore a silver cloak and he had a strange helmet. All in all, this man looked ready for war. The Kazekage narrowed his gaze as Sarutobi spoke. Sora-kun, he said, is that you? As Sora smiled under his helmet. Ew, Hokage-sama, he said. Good to see you again, he said. Before I forget, as he pulled the talisman with the symbols lightning, fire, water, wind, and earth. That talisman signified that he had the support of all 5 major countries. Less than 4 people in the history of the world has gained that talisman before. This man had to be some great politician or warrior for all the daimyo to back him, as the Kazekage narrowed his gaze under his veil. But here's the reason though. So you're the one they asked the extra sheet for, said Sarutobi. As Sora chuckled, quite right, he said. I can't wait to see the matches. As the Kazekage chimed in, yes, the Uchiha and Gaara will make for quite the matchup. Yes, your son Gaara is indeed strong, but why? Do you only focus on those two? Well, my son is quite strong as you said, and the Uchihas have always been strong with their dojutsu. The other shinobis really aren't anything special that much. As Sora nearly grinned. Gotcha, you bastard. He thought to himself the Kazekage has never called Gaara his son. Good thing I have my informant, Axar on the sand. Tamari seems skilled. As does Shino, and Naruto seem to have progressed quite a lot lately. As Sarutobi remained quiet. The moment Orochimaru stepped in this box, he knew that it was him. Still, Orochimaru could never see hidden potential. Only ones that shine up front always caught his eye. Meanwhile, in the stadium, Anko arrived. As she spotted the rookies sitting with the senseis and Hana. It seems like Hana hadn't seen Naruto yet. Oh well, I'll just have to show off my new gear, she said. As she giggled to herself. Hey, Nai-chan, she said. As the rookies turned their head. As the senseis also turned as well. They were surprised. Gone was the mesh shirt and trench coat. Gone was the mini skirt and shin guards. Instead, she was wearing a skin-tight chain armor. Her entire body was covered, but there were a few parts that had extra amount of the armor. A piece extended past her elbows and fell to the tip. On her hips going down was a pleated skirt. Going down, and she had a blade strapped to her hip. She pulled off the look rather well, not to mention, she looked downright scary to anyone that wasn't going to war. It had the same motif as Sora's. As Kurenai couldn't believe it. Anko-chan, how are you? She said. I haven't seen you in a month. Well, if you must know, everyone seemed to lean in as they want to hear what he had to say. I was with my husband, she said. The Jonins was shocked. She was married? As Kurenai was surprised that she wasn't invited to a wedding. When was the wedding? Oh, we didn't go through all that. Too much hassle. We love each other. And that's enough. They didn't have to know that she was married by some mark. She thought to herself. So, said Kurenai, who's the lucky guy? As the Jonins wondered who could love this crazy lady. As Anko leaned in. As Kurenai leaned in. That is a secret, she said, as she giggled a bit. Besides, you all know soon enough, she said, with a smile on her face as she sat down, right beside Kurenai. As she looked down to see the contestants, including Sasuke. Given the fact that Hiruzen had told Kakashi if Sasuke was late, he would burn all of his books, so Kakashi decided to make Sasuke as early as possible. As Hana turned towards Anko, you wouldn't happen to know where Naruto-kun is. Hana was a bit scared. She knew that this was a possibility that wouldn't happen, but her mind was just a bit conflicted that he was gone for 4 years. To her it has only been a month, but for him it has been 4 years. What if he was different? What if he didn't like her anymore? If I know him, he will make some scene to come in to impress you. I swear he wouldn't shut up about you the entire time. As Hana blushed at that, hearing that he was still, well, crazy for her. Hinata looked a bit down, but a nudge from Okamura seemed to brighten her up. Look, it's starting. As a cloud started to gather in the sky. Back in the Kage box, as Hiruzen started his speech, the clouds seemed to move closer together. Today we're here to watch these young shinobis battle for their right to be promoted to the rank of Chunin. Once the cheering died down, he continued. Now Chunins are expected to lead their compatriots into battle. They must be strong of both mind and body. I urge all of you to watch and cheer for those who put their all on the line. To give you a good show. Now, let us begin, he said. An inspiring speech, Hokage, but you know, they will not cheer for one, Sora said. Speaking of one, where is the young Uzumaki? He don't seem to be out here, said the Kazekage. Oh, don't worry, said Sora. He's always one for a surprise. Back down the arena. As Genma held out the form, take a look at this. Those who has dropped out, so the extra round is cancelled. The rest of the matches stay the same. The first match will be Naruto Uzumaki versus Neji Hyuga. You two are to remain here. The rest of you take your place towards the competitor box. Everyone complied as Neji, and Genma was the only one left. I see, Uzumaki has decided to accept fate and surrender the match to me, already knowing the outcome, said Neji. The clouds start to gather even more, as lightning started to crack. Meanwhile, at Valhalla. Oi! Everyone shut up! My son is fighting down there, said Kushina, as the whole hall went quiet. You see, after training and fighting with the various warriors throughout all time for the past years, Naruto was well respected and feared throughout the warrior plane. The gods themselves had given them the day off, so they could watch a showcase that was about to unfold. As Neji made this comment about fate, the god of fate spoke, Kami. Can't you put some sense into that boy, I swear. He is worse than fangirls. Kami simply chuckled. You know that is not how it works, he said. As Raijin chuckled, Fate, hush. Naruto is about to enter on the field. You can change Neji complex later. Now boy, said Raijin, you better put my gift to good use. Back in the world of the living, the lightnings came to a stop as they all pooled to one single center before it came down and strike the earth. What most people see when they see lightning is a light of blue and white, but this was pure gold. As a figure was standing there, long golden hair, electric blue eyes, two bands framed the side of his face. His hair was tied up in a ponytail going down his back. He was wearing an Anko type armor that was a dark blue. He was wearing no shoulder guards. His pants were Anko style black, with dark blue thunderbolts at the bottom. He was wearing a plain black shirt, with no sleeves. There was a kunai holster on his right thigh. He stood about 6 foot height. 6 foot exact. He looked to be 16 to 17 years old. The girls in the stadium were drooling. Who the hell was this guy? He was so handsome. Until they felt a deadly key send their way. As some of them turned to see the furious form of Hana Inazaka. Now, Hana. You can't just kill them for eyeing your boyfriend, said Anko as she saw the look in Hana's eyes, like she wanted to murder every single one of them. As Hana sighed, she stroked Sharu, who purred in pleasure. Maybe, I can't kill them. That doesn't mean I can't scare them away from my Naruto. That's right, he's mine, suckers. And all of you missed out. Now I can't wait to see how much he has grown lately, she thought, as she blushed, as certain thoughts popped into her head. Meanwhile, in the Kage's booth, Sora chuckled at Naruto's entrance. Sir Toby and Orochimaru were surprised at the display of power. No one had that much control over lightning unless you were blessed by the Raijin god. Raijin, you haven't yet seen anything, my lords and ladies, said Sora. By the end of this exam, I guarantee that Naruto will earn his spot as a Chunin. Orochimaru seemed quite skeptical. He was the dead last of the academy. How can he change that much in just 7 months? Watch the fight, Kazekage-sama. I will answer you later, said Sora. Orochimaru decided to keep quiet as he waited for the answer. Back down to the arena. Many shinobis recognized Naruto's hairstyle, and the bangs firm in his face, not to mention how much he has grown. He looked just like someone that they couldn't believe is related to him in any way. He couldn't. As Naruto smiled towards Hana, as she blushed and smiled back, he then turned his gaze towards Neji. He knew everything about the Branch family. He also knew about Hisashi and the problem with Kumo. Hisashi was such a kind, humble man. He had met him in Valhalla. He was truly a good soul. He had helped Naruto that small side project of his that should be of great help right now. As Neji spoke, the skills that you showed in the exam were impressive. But it is my fate to win this match. It's Byakugan flare to life. Save yourself the pain and forfeit now. As he tried to intimidate Naruto. As Naruto looked unimpressed. Do you really expect that to scare me, Neji? I am not one of those fanboys that you have chasing you around. Neji looked livid at that comment. I am a boy, he said. Proctor, begin the match. Jinma nodded. First match. Naruto Uzumaki vs Neji Hyuga. Begin! Neji immediately slipped into his Ryugen stance as he waited. Naruto was a hot head and the dead last, he would make the first move. Naruto glanced towards the Hyuga section and saw the main members. They already had snarls on their faces. Maybe he should give them a recent snarl. They always think that their taijutsu style is ultimate. He would show them that they were wrong. I hope you're not gonna rely on your gentle fist style, Neji. That won't work against me. Huh. You take me for a fool. The gentle fist is the best taijutsu there is. I do not need anything else, said Neji. As how dare Naruto speak about his style like that, like he can best it. Whatever happened to him, he seemed to only get more delusional. As Naruto dropped into his Kitsune style before he moved, Neji was caught off guard by the speed, but he was able to react with his Byakugan activate as he dodged, barely though. As Naruto thrust his hand forward again, forcing Neji to backpedal, shocking the Hyugas. Was he really fighting a Hyuga with pure taijutsu? That was preposterous. After a full minute, Naruto jumped back. Neji was already breathing hard. To be able to deflect all of those attacks, they were so fast. Much faster than what he was expecting. And Naruto barely seemed winded. Your taijutsu is indeed formidable, said Naruto. But your ninjutsu skills suck because of the short-mindedness of your clan. The Hyugas were pissed by that comment, judging from the looks on their faces, but they were not a clan that would jump up and just shout insult like that. So they remained quiet, keeping in their rage. But they were very, very pissed off at that. Hayashi on the other hand knew that was correct. While the gentle fist style was rather powerful, it is the only thing that the clan rely on, and doing so it limit them to an extent. It limit them really, really badly. Tell me, Neji, said Naruto, what happened when you meet someone that can blast you from long range? What if someone can get past your legendary rotation that your family is so proud of, said Naruto. Allow me to demonstrate. As Naruto thrust his hand forward, lightning ball. The massive surge of electricity rushed towards Neji. Seeing it coming and so fast, Neji twists. Rotation! As he spin. The lightning dispersed though as Neji stopped his spinning. But Neji could not move a muscle as Naruto was behind him, with a kunai to his throat, shocking many people at the speed that he used. Your rotation has a serious flaw. The moment you start to slow down, you become quite vulnerable to attacks. The Hyugas were not happy with this boy, pointing out flaws in their techniques. And how could he counter it so flawlessly, so quickly? He was not supposed to be that strong. Neji twists as he tried to strike Naruto in the stomach, as Naruto jumped back calmly. I do not wish to fight you, Neji. I know about the seal on your forehead, and I want to help you get rid of it. Neji froze for a second. Before he smirked, you're within my field of definition, he said, ignoring what Naruto said. As he moved, 8 trigrams, 64 palms. As Naruto's hands became saturated with chakra, counter palms, he said, as he struck Neji's palms viciously, overpowering the strikes as Neji's hand was physically overpowered. Despite trying to use the strikes, they were nowhere close to hitting Naruto's vital points. They couldn't even touch him as Naruto was hitting them away. Each and every one of them, the more faster Neji got, Naruto seemed to be a lot faster, overpowering the strikes. When the attack stopped, people were speechless. They were stunned. As Neji looked at his hands, they were shaking, as he couldn't understand. How was... No! This shouldn't be possible! The main clan was pissed off. First the rotation, now this. This shouldn't be possible. No! A mere genin shouldn't be able to overpower that technique! What is going on? Up in the stands, Kakashi smiled. I may not have been much of a sensei to you, Naruto. However, I am very proud to see how strong you have gotten. I have to remember to thank Sora for training you so well, he said, with a wistful smile on his face as he watched. As Anko whistled, as Kurna and Asuma couldn't believe it. As they were equally impressed, Naruto was able to counter Neji's strikes. As Lee shouted, Naruto flames is burning brightly, Guy Sensei. Indeed. We must applaud his youthfulness, said Guy. As both men were about to hug, but Naruto glared at the both of them, stopping them in their tracks. They would just upset the natural balance of thing with that sunset genjutsu that they caused. Han on the other hand couldn't help it anymore. Go Naruto, she shouted. Kick his ass! Show him who's boss! As Shiro was on top of Hana's head as she was yipping, cheering Naruto on her own way, her tail flicking behind her. Up in the Kage's booth, Orochimaru and Hiruzen was stunned, as they couldn't believe it. Orochimaru didn't understand. By the way, how the hell was Naruto so much taller? Wasn't he only 13? Something was not adding up here. Something didn't make sense. Back down towards the floor, Neji panted as he glared up at Naruto. You know nothing of this seal, Uzumaki, he said. It's a dirty little secret of the Hyuga clan, main and branch member. As he started to speak, as Naruto said something about the mark on his head, as he spoke about his father. After which, as the speech had captivated everyone, so you see Uzumaki fate has always determined everything. And fate has determined that I will win this battle and fate is never wrong. So you will lose, said Neji. Shut up, said Naruto. As everyone is surprised by that. They didn't expect him to say that. Are you done crying and hiding? Speaking about fate, you think that you're the only one that was sealed? Let me tell you a story, said Naruto. The fourth Hokage defeated the demon fox on October 10, the same day I was born. Neji scoffed. Everyone shut up, said Naruto. I'm not finished. I listen to you now. You listen to me. The fourth Hokage did not kill the Kyuubi. You cannot kill something like that. The body of the demon is made up of pure chakra. So he had to seal it. But a human coil cannot take on a Biju chakra level that size. Because the human coil is already developed. So he had to seal it within a newborn baby. Because the chakra coils were not yet fully formed. So the fourth Hokage decided to seal a beast into a baby born that day. Normally, this is an S-rank secret. Then, why are you telling me this? That's right, Neji. I am the Jinchuriki of the Kyuubi, said Naruto. However, the fourth Hokage could not just ask anyone to use their child. He sealed it within his own son. My name is Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, son of Kushina Uzumaki and Minato Namikaze. I have been beaten, abused, scorned at since the day I could walk. My own teachers tried to interrupt and make me learn the wrong things because they hated and despised me. I get charged triple price for outdated goods, and that is if I'm even allowed inside store. However, I no longer carry the Kyuubi, said Naruto. As that threw many people for a loop, especially council members. Then where is it, said Neji. Oh, the Kyuubi is gone. He can never return back to this plane of existence, so long as I am here. Not entirely true, but he will give me some protection, Naruto thought. Long story short, Neji, you're not the only one that has suffered. Neji scowled. Perhaps you're right. But I will still win this match, said Neji. Meanwhile, in Valhalla, that little shit, after all of that, he's still talking about fate. You know what? As fate dropped her hand. Meanwhile, lightning struck right beside Neji. As everyone was confused by that, it didn't hit him though. There was a note left behind. Dear Neji Hyuga, I am Fate. Please take note I do not support you in being my bitch. Kindly stop your horrible acting and get on with your life. Sincerely, Fate. Oh wait, there's more. Naruto, please knock some sense into him. He could use it. Oh, and Yami and luck. Say that you want payment for their luck, whatever that means. As Naruto paused, please tell me that doesn't mean what I think it means, he thought to himself. Hana snapped her gaze up to the sky. Hell no, he's mine, she said. The sky started to crackle with lightning as she sat down. Back at Valhalla, Kushina looked towards Yami and Luck. You know what I made him promise, yes? Luck spoke up. We just want to see what Hana would do. As Yami simply chuckled. Yeah, unless you want to share, then it's free game. As everyone's sweat dropped, that seemed to happen a lot here. What, said Yami, I can't help it. With his cute little whisper marks, he's just irresistible. Back in the arena. Sorry, Neji. I guess we should end this, said Naruto. As Neji dropped into his stance, as if you think that you can... Level 4, release, said Naruto. Neji watched the world start to fade into darkness. What the hell was his last thought, as he dropped down unconscious, as Naruto was now behind him. As Naruto had seals over his body, countless seals. At the moment he felt like he was walking in really heavy pressurized water, and cements were tied down to his feet. As the seals were really compact on him. But the more he released, the more power he got. He had released level 2 upon coming here, and that took off some of the strain. After releasing level 4, his speed increased towards at least guy level when used in the third gate, and Neji stood no chance against that, and that was just the beginning. The crowd was silent until Kakashi started to clap. It was like a wave as people started to clap afterwards. As Hana blew Naruto a kiss, as he waved at her, Sora and Sarutobi were smiling seeing Naruto get so much recognition. As Naruto made his way up, Gaara and Shino were called, but Shino forfeited. He could not win this fight. His bugs did not suit it well with the sand, and they would get crushed and so would he. Not to mention his companions didn't want to fight Gaara, so he would listen and not fight them as well. The Conqueror was called but he forfeit against Sasuke because he didn't want to show his abilities. The crowd was getting a bit pissed off. The first fight was amazing, but now it was getting boring as Shikamaru was called to face off against Temari. Shikamaru figured it would be best if he just forfeit, until he was accidentally knocked over and collapsed right on the ground. As he looked up to see a smiling Naruto looking down at him. However, the fight really showed Shikamaru's smarts, but he gave up in the end because he could no longer muster the chakra to hold his jutsu up in the boot. Most of the lower members had remained down there, but the council members made their way up, as people want to know what the hell was going on, if what Naruto said was true. The video feeds had been cut to the stands, but the daimyos were still listening. Sarutobi, why didn't you tell us about Namikaze's and heritage? Asked Homura. Simple. You blabbed about Naruto having a Kyuubi inside of him. Why wouldn't you blab about him being the son of Minato, and bring all of his enemies upon us? Asked Sarutobi. There is no way that Demon Brat is a Fortakage's son. One Satsuma Haruna screech. Sora scowl. Why are the civilians here anyway, Hokage? This is a shinobi matter, if I'm not mistaken. According to the laws of your own village, they have no say in such things. Indeed, the voice of the Fire Daimyo came over the video feed. Why is the council bothering us, when we should be watching two future Chunins fight? Save it for afterwards. Oh, and Sarutobi, I want a full account before we're in front of the council, along with a meeting with Naruto and any protectors he wished to bring. Toshiro, I will be happy to accompany the hatchling when he attends if that pleases you, said Sora. Indeed, Ryujin. It would be good to see you again. I'm glad that you accepted the special seat. Tojiro, the Fire Daimyo said, as Sora nodded his head as the council was forced to leave, back down towards the floor. Luckily, the fight had taken a while, between Shikamaru and Temari. As Naruto wasn't that tired though, but he was ready to go, as Naruto knew all about Shikaku. So all he had to do was get through the sand. After all, he knew about the armor. As Gaara grinned psychotically as he saw Naruto. Mother said that you're strong. Not as strong as the big one, but Mother will enjoy your blood. As Naruto scowled. Tell Mother that she knows what is going on here, and I doubt she can beat me. We will see, Namikaze. We will see, said Gaara. First semi-final match, Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze versus Gaara of the Sand. Begin! As Naruto watched as sand came rushing towards him, his speed was already far above Lee's, so there was no reason the sand could touch him as Naruto moved, skidding away from it. Gaara knew that Naruto could hurt him with that big right technique of his, so he kept on sending wave of sand. As Gaara's sand lit before it came down on Naruto. Before it could squash him though, three Narutos split apart. One went to the west, east, south. As they all moved separating, it was then that Gaara heard Lightning Dragon Technique. Gaara brought up his sand quickly as the Lightning Dragons smashed into it with such velocity, it turned into glass. For a moment, all was silent, until the glass exploded outwards, revealing a pissed off Gaara. As he sent more waves of sand out, the two clones were captured and destroyed as Naruto stood there, once again. As Naruto focused on Gaara as he seemed to be scanning him. Said Naruto as he summoned 20 clones. Lightning Ball, they said. Gaara was assaulted with Lightning Ball after Lightning Ball as he was being pushed back. Enough, he screamed as he released so much sand. It moved like a tsunami, ripping apart the earth and everything that was in his path, tearing down trees. But the ground then broke apart as Gaara was shocked. He destroyed two, but one of the clones delivered a wicked uppercut that cracked his face. Bam, bam, bam! Several hits he received as he was viciously thrown around. The clones then sent a spinning kick in his chest as he was launched, crashing into the wall. As Gaara looked towards them with a glare. Lightning Ball, the last clone said as he threw the attack, burning Gaara clothing to show the seal underneath. It was then Gaara blinked as the real Naruto stood in front of him, as his sand armor had crushed the clone, but the real Naruto was not affected. 5 element seal, he said, As he slammed his hand into Gaara's stomach on the seal and twisted it, Gaara cried out in pain before he promptly fell on Naruto's shoulder, out like a light, as Naruto set him on the ground. As Genma came over, "Winner, Naruto Uzumaki no Mikaze," he said. The cheering was astronomical, but the Kage was pissed. Well, it was Orochimaru. Under the veil, he needed Gaara to distract the leaf. Damn it, no matter. I still have that demon's promise to help fighting that dragon person who's around here. And he will give me his help in return. Maybe it's that new guy. Well, I don't really care. As long as you die, Sensei, he thought to himself, as he glanced over towards his sensei. With the rookies, they couldn't believe it. Beating Neji was one thing that was still surprising, but beating this psychopathic killer. Sasuke wanted to fight Naruto immediately to see how far he has come. Sakura and Ino were happy to cheer on Sasuke, but they did cheer for Naruto in his fights. Lee also wanted to test himself. Kiba was actually smiling, the reason being, he lost, but he lost to Naruto. And Naruto seemed to be the strongest guy here. That meant he lost to the strongest. It took the strongest to bring him down. That is what he was going on. After all, anything else would make him look weak. So that is what he was going on. But Naruto was much stronger than he thought. Much stronger than he could believe. And he was now proving that by decimating all of his opponents so easily. Guy was screaming about youthfulness. The others were in shock. Kurne and Asuma always assumed that Naruto didn't have much talent. Well, you know what they say, right? Assuming makes an ass out of you and me. Kakashi was simply happy, although a bit shocked at the increase in strength and power, while Anko was grinning happily, as Toshiro was smiling, as he had bet a lot of money on Naruto, as Sora had told him that Naruto was just showing to win this entire thing. As he chuckled, "I'm making a fortune," but he wasn't the only one. Tsunade had been in the hospital as a feed was being sent to her there as she laughed, drinking her sake. The next match was Temari versus Sasuke. When the battle started, Temari seemed to be winning. She planned ahead well, but she didn't take into account for Sasuke fire jutsus, as Sasuke kept on launching fireballs at her. Wow, Sasuke didn't have the best of all chakra. He had more than her, and he was able to outlast her, as she couldn't use her win against him because he would counter it with fire, and it would just enhance his fire. As she got exhausted, everyone got a 10-minute break after Sasuke won the match. Sora excused himself as he vanished in a flash of white lightning, as Naruto appeared next to Hana. He grabbed her as he finger waved to everyone before they all vanished. As when they arrived in his apartment, she pushed him to the wall and gave him a French kiss. As they had to break for air because they could not breathe after a long make-out session, the both of them panted. "Whoa, what was that for?" said Naruto, as Hana chuckled. "That was for coming back and owning all of your competition," she said, with a bright smile on her face. "I gotta do that more often then." As she made him take a step back, she looked him over. He was her age now, and not to mention he was just so much more hotter. But Naruto face turned serious. "Hana, you know about the invasion, right?" She nodded. "I got the boys right here," she said. "Good," said Naruto, "because I got a present for them." As he pulled out larger version of Sharu's armor, but this one had wings that could extract on them. Hana's eyes lit up. "Are these?" "These are for them," said Naruto. "I know you couldn't stand to see them hurt, so I had these made for them." She smiled and kissed him gently. "Thank you very much, Naruto," she said. "You have no idea how much that means to me." As Naruto unsealed an Anbu breastplate, as it was brown like her eyes. "This is for you, my angel," said Naruto. "It is blessed by dragons to withstand high temperature and protect you from them, and also the other elements as well. If you channel chakra into it, well, you get a chain mail, like Big Sis," said Naruto. "That's amazing," she said. "Are you sure that you can give it to me?" "Of course, my angel," said Naruto. "It was made by a special friend of mine. Not to mention there's a Hyrule seal in it, so I can teleport you at any time," said Naruto. She took off her tuning vest as she was wearing a dark green shirt underneath. As she placed on the armor, it was so light. "Thank you again," she said. "It's no problem. Now let's head back. I have a fight to get to," said Naruto. Meanwhile, with Anko and Sora, at Anko's apartment. "So, is he here?" Anko asks. You want him, huh? Asked Anko. Looked at him, I thought. You didn't want me to fight him. I didn't, however. You are strong enough to take him. Just don't get cocky. And let me help you, okay? He said. She wrapped her arms on her husband and smiled. Alright, Ryukan, she said. He smiled and kissed her. Time skip. It was time for the final match between the last Uchiha and the Namikaze. Sora had took his place at the third side, but Anko was also in there as well. The Onvos and Jonins were ready for the signal to start. As Genma told them to begin, Sasuke activated Sharingan. Well, you want to get this started or should I? As Sasuke merely smirked as he was waiting to test himself against Naruto. After all these improvements he has shown, Kakashi had really taught him a wonderful lesson over the training period. After all, he's been training, mostly focused on him, while having Sakura work on their Kurenai for help with Genjutsu. And not to mention no less Navi was here because the girl had perfect chakra control. She controlled her reserves quite well. But Sasuke was not as cocky as he was. They were about to charge forward until feathers started to fall. Sasuke paused, he looked around. Something felt off. Already, said Naruto, as he glanced around, seeing people falling asleep. The Kage box exploded with smoke, as 4 figures leaped towards the roof. The sound and sand shinobi that were supposed to be in the crowd went up in a poof of smoke. Sora had spread the word that the Kazekage was really not the Kazekage but an imposter. Unfortunately though, Naruto, Sasuke and Genma were facing 10 stone shinobis on the floor. Uchiha Sasuke, come with us. Orochimaru-sama will offer you more power than you can ever dream of, the Jonin of the sound said. Sasuke growled as he readied himself for attack, as Naruto pulled out his katana. As he gripped onto it, there was a lot of powerful warriors that went to Valhalla after they died, and Naruto has learned a lot. One thing that he learned in particular is Bankai, he said. His chakra swirled around him and entered the blade as it changed. He now had a golden blade, with a blue lightning bolt arcing from the tip down to the handle, which had golden wrappings and a few loose trims that were golden running down. He disappeared and reappeared behind the Jonin before he moved once again. As the Jonin and several others fell, their heads removed. Sasuke and Genma took out the other 2 that remained. Sasuke glanced over towards the blade that was crackling with lightning. Nice blade. Why don't I have one like that, he said. Not now, Sasuke, said Naruto. We need to regroup, plus I want to know how the old man is doing. Kakashi spoke up. We need to get a good layout of the village, everyone. To the barrier, quickly. The various ninjas quickly made their way up there. At the same time in said barrier. Don't worry, she'll be just fine, said Sora. She's trained with us for years, remember? And Sarutobi nodded, as he had full faith in Sora. As he then turned his gaze towards Orochimaru, who simply chuckled. I would say good to see you again, but I'm sure that you don't know who I am. But I just want to say thank you. As Orochimaru was confused by that. If you haven't given Hebai Heim here her Hiki, I wouldn't have this wonderful mate. I'm surprised that anyone would claim that weakling as a mate. Nonetheless, it doesn't matter. It's time that we begin. Edo Tensei, Orochimaru said. 3 coffins rise from the ground. Outside of the barrier, Naruto-kun, what is he doing? He's summoning the previous Hokages to fight. What? How dare that traitor defile our Hokage like that? One of the random Chonins yelled. Back inside, you said I didn't know you, but you're dead wrong. So are you, or Ryujen. Is it not, Orochimaru said. I even have a plan for you. I'm glad he came to me. What offer? Who are you talking about, said Sora, getting annoyed by the snake. A feeling of dread and despair seemed to slam down on everyone, as a dark laughter filled the air. Why I did, Ryujen. A dark portal hovered over the barrier, as malice, death, chaos and suffering was pouring down in feeling of pure dread and agony. From the portal a thing from Nightmare stepped out. It had a canine-ish face, with a snout full of sharp teeth, 2 glowing red, dangerous eyes and horns that curved on top of its head. It had 4 arms, The end there were pincers on the two lower one. He floated in the air as he was being held up by nothing. It's not every day I get to become a legend and kill a student of the famous Dragon General. Who are you? Said Sora. Normally I wouldn't care, but you have piqued my interest. My name? Oh, it's Retsen. You cannot escape that barrier, and your student is now mine. You have only trained him for 4 months. He is nowhere as powerful as you, so he will not win against me or my battalion. Hana was looking nervous until Naruto placed a hand on her shoulder, as he simply smiled. As Sora had a look of amusement on his face. And what will it take for you to leave my student alone? Nothing! I will kill him! Well, I heard that he had a potential mate. If he were to give her to me as his play toy, I suppose I wouldn't. As Anko froze. Hana did as well. He didn't just say that, did he? Well, here it comes, Anko said. A cold, chilling breath came from Naruto's mouth. His eyes seemed to switch as he muttered a few words. Dragon Sage, secret technique. Dragon Soul, release! There was an explosion of chakra that was spread through the area as Naruto started to change into something abnormal with immense power, as the very place started to shake upon his change, causing said demon to look down, as he just made a big mistake, one that he would not live to regret, unfortunately. But guys, if you ain't subscribed right here, if you want anything important to do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification as they posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto was sent to a parallel multiverse, and enjoy that guys. And remember, if anyone this is the first time you hear my voice, go ahead and click there and subscribe to become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be planning talking about to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, I'm on for now. See you guys soon. Peace.